Hello boys and girls, welcome to math class. Today we're going to be working on some graphing, so quickly grab out your green workbook and I'm going to share my workbook page with you. So we're going to look right here. It's page 73 and at the top it says Mr. White's pencil survey. All right, so let's just take a quick look at the graph. Whenever we're working on graphing, we need to make sure we understand what the data is explaining to us. So I'm going to read this up here. It says, Mr. White did the pencil survey with his class. The line plot, this is a type of graph. This is when we have a number line and it shows us the values or the scale at the bottom, and then the X's are representing something. So the line plot below shows his survey results. Study the line plot below and then answer the questions. So each X represents one student. The number of pencils. So 2 pencils, there were 3 students who had 2 pencils. For 1 pencil only, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 students had 1 pencil. 3 students had 2 pencils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students had 5 pencils. 3 students had 8 pencils. And 1 student had 10 pencils. All right, how many students had 3 pencils? Since we already put the numbers down, you can see here, since we already put the numbers down, then we're able to go back and look at this data. So if we look at 3 pencils, how many students had 3 pencils? The answer is none. I know that's not very clear. There's the number 3 and there's no X's, so 0. How many students had 8 pencils? Number of pencils, there are 3 X's, so right here we put the number 3, T-H-R-E-E, 3. How many students took part in the survey? So in order to figure out this, we would need to add each one of these values. So I quickly can make 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I see that 7 plus 1 is another 8, so that's 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 students. How many more students had 5 pencils than had 2 pencils? 5 pencils, then 2. How many more? Pause the video and solve that question. Okay, hopefully you had time to think about how many more had 5 than 2. So 7 minus 3, right? So 5 then 2. 7 minus 3. 7, 6, 5, 4. 4 more. And last, how many total pencils were found? So thinking about it's not 19, we would need to add or use multiplication to quickly solve this. So I know that 5 groups of 1, 3 groups of 2. So I'm going to write these out. 5 groups of 1, 3 groups of 2, 7 groups of 5, 3 groups of 8, and 1 group of 10. So now I have these multiplication facts. When you write these out, go ahead and solve these. When you find the products of each equation, then you're going to add all the products together. Take a moment and do that. Okay, friends, hopefully you had a second to pause the video and solve these equations. We're going to find the products. 5 times 1 is 5. And so then I'm just going to take a 5 and I'm going to put it right over here in some space that I have. 3 times 2 is 6. And again, I'm going to put my 6 up here. 7 groups of 5 is the same as 35. So I'm going to add my 35 into my list that I have over here. 3 groups of 8. Row, row, row your 8s. 8, 16, 24. We have 24, and then I'll put that here. Notice how I'm keeping my ones lined up and my tens, only tens are all lined up. And then one group of 10 is 10. And there we go. So now we're going to add 6 plus 4 is 10, and another group of 10, so that's 20. Put down the 0 and carry the 2. 2 10s, I'm going to carry that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 80. So in this classroom, there are 80 total pencils. So let's go over the steps for solving that. The first thing we had to do was to figure out how many groups of each number of pencils were found, which we did with making these equations. Second step, we multiplied each equation to find the products. The third step, we took all the products and lined them up and added them carefully. We did have to carry this 2 10s over. So my answer is 80 pencils. So for section 2, you're going to be looking at these equations and figuring out the missing number. Remember that the equal sign means the same as, so you want to make each side the same. So 3 plus how many more is 15? Something minus 5 is equal to 9. Use your fact family to help you solve this. You can flip it around and you can add these two. 9 plus 5 is going to be the sum, which then would become the number that you would start here with your subtracting. 16 is the same as something plus 9. And 13. 7 plus what is 13? Solve the following problems. And then you're going to move here and solve these problems. And then on number 4, it says, write one of the problems above as a multiplication equation. So go ahead and add these up. And I'm actually going to go ahead and write the equations that match each one of these. And maybe you can pick the one that would match the question that you pick. Okay, so I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 3. 5 groups of 3. On the next one, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 10. 4 groups of 10. On the next one, I see 3 groups of 8. And the last one, 2 groups of 9. Okay. All right, friends, so make sure that you finish this out. Go ahead and find the missing equations, solve these problems, and if you went ahead and wrote these out like I did, you can solve those for the products as well. Take a picture and submit your math job. Great job, friends. Bye.